Hey, good morning. Let's see, it's Christina. I'm going to put this down this a little. I have Jack Davis with me from Epic Yard Farm on Instagram and Facebook. Check out her listings in Facebook and Instagram. That's where she posts all of her wonderful things. She does have a very small channel, but she doesn't spend a lot of time on that because she's so busy with her design work. She has a full-time design job company, Jack Design. And she and her husband, Jeremy, have developed this amazing shop. People have been asking about, could we take a look at it? She's going to give us a quick tour, and we're also going to talk about her great new way of organizing seeds, which I have been searching for the perfect method forever. Many people have too. And we're going to share a big surprise. So here we go. I'm going to turn it over to Jack and have her show us around the shop. Take it away, Jack.
Hi, everyone.
Wait, hang on. It's still me. There we go.
Hi, everyone. So this is my husband's playground, basically. When we bought the house, this is one of the reasons why we got the house. This is a 900 square foot workshop that he can just put all his equipment in, because our retirement plan is we're going to be makers, get away from computers, and just kind of create, you know, all kinds of functional, creative things that we can sell. And one of the first things that we try to do is start organizing all of his tools that we jam into a one-car garage back in the old house. And he really liked the French Cleat system. And a lot of woodworkers and people who are handy in building storage systems probably is familiar with this system. It's basically take strips of wood, cut it 45 degrees, and then you can build these other 45 degrees, and then it will, the weight of the object that you hang it on will secure it in place. So all these are movable. You can start designing different holders for each individual equipment. And then he also built this shelf for all the nails and nuts and bolts and stuff like that.
And so that's just hanging from the very top?
Yeah, that's just hanging from the top, and the weight of it, you know, so he notched out the back, he notched out that 45 degrees here.
Wow.
And it's actually a really strong system, and it's such a free-flowing system that you can just move things around as you grow, have your more equipment, and as you change your equipment too. And that one is another one that he built a few months ago for his clamps. And all woodworker and metal worker know clamps are your friend. You can never have enough clamps. Oops. And this is one of the things I asked him to build me for my kitchen storage later on. We call this the alien storage. The alien eyes, the handle, the legs will let you set it. It will be stable. And for him, he's storing nails in here in my kitchen. I'll put onions and other winter melons and stuff in it. So see, it just hangs like that, and then you can shift things around. So he built, this one is for the paper.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So this is for when he's gluing wood together. You can take this, put it on the table, and glue on top of here. Then you don't have to do wipe down later.
Does it have a little switch on the side, or what is the two little?
This is a knife.
No, I mean the wood pieces.
Oh, this is to hold.
Oh, okay. Oh,
this
something
in place.
Oh, that's just to hold the knife in place. That's so cool.
Yep. So you can see all kinds. This is another one that he created for these clamps. So it's really, really handy. So this is our wall storage.
That's awesome. How's the sound, everybody, as we go around this corner? Are we going around this corner?
Yeah, we're going to go this
Okie
way.
doke.
Drill press. This is one of the things we like for sanding more delicate things that has a lot more relief in the piece. This is a nice spinning sander that you can just take things up to it and sand.
Nice.
Before we built the French cleat system, we used this Craftsman wall storage over here like this. And they're just as flexible, but they're a little more semi-permanent. These things you have to unscrew to move things around, but they work pretty well too. And there's more French cleat that he put up for storing heavy boxes and stuff out of the way that we don't use very often. And some of the lumber storage also, you can see he built French cleat support that's longer for the long lumber pieces to sit on.
Wow. Let me ask you, is it hard to get those bolts into the concrete? I mean, for people who don't know, I see all these support pieces for the French cleat system are bolted into the concrete block.
Yeah, so we try to go every 12 to 16 inches. We try to put bolts because we know we're putting heavy things on there, so we were extra secure. The bolting into the concrete there's special anchors for concrete, and then we take the mason drills to drill into the concrete and then hammer in the plastic piece that you can then use a screw to screw your pieces in. So that's what we did, and we spent a lot of time drilling all this and install it, and they're really, really secure. So.
And you do a lot of this work too, don't you, Jack?
Yeah, we usually do it together. We help each other out a lot on different projects. So this is just as much as my workshop, because I'm ordering, like, build me a trellis, build me a shelf, build me a table. And this is bandsaw we recently purchased. This is one of the equipments that we use a lot for cutting down like thicker lumbers like this, the live edge, to kind of get it into a skinnier form.
This is called live edge?
This is a live edge lumber. So they just cut it, cross sections, and then you'll get this beautiful exterior, the bark section, and a lot of people built tables with this.
Right. That's gorgeous. Well, we went to a wood shop yesterday. We'll tell them about it later. You continue with your tour.
And this is his chop saw station that we recently also built. And he put in the T-track system, so we can have stops for, if you know the length that you want to cut, you can take your measurements here and then make it where you want it. So let's say this is 24 inches. And then you cut it, the next piece you put in, the stop is already anchored in. All you have to do is just butt it up against the stop and make your cut. So you can do a lot of repeat things. So a lot of woodworkers, if they have the space and capability, they will build a chop saw station like this with the clamp system and T-track.
And that is a chop saw.
Yes, that's a chop saw. There's another name for it, but I forgot.
Okay.
And he tried to build a vacuum system that will attach to our jet dust collector that will create suction here to try to keep the dust closer to this side of the wall so it doesn't flow out so much. So this is our homemade suction table, vacuum table for dust collecting.
Are you saying that the dust collects through those holes?
Yes.
And goes somewhere?
So below this is a box.
Okay.
And then the vacuum is attached to the bottom of the box in the back.
Oh, how cool.
So when you're chop sawing, you're cutting, those sawdust, they will still fly everywhere mostly, but a lot of fine particles get sucked in, so it's not so much in your face. Even though you're supposed to wear a mask, it's better for you. But it does help cut the dust down a little bit. And this is one of the projects that my husband is working on. He's gluing together different woods for his kind of Lego organizing shelf and cabinet system. So he likes to design things in his head and then just kind of freeform it, because he's a software engineer. His work is very rigid and computer and stuff. at work, and doing the hand-built stuff is kind of a nice creative outlet for him. So he really enjoys building. This is our CNC machine. This is our investment for being makers. And a lot of French cleat storage systems are designed on the computer and then cut here. So you can see all these cut marks from previous projects. But this has allowed us to quickly replicate a design. You know, we can cut and repeat precisely a design and do mass production if we need to. So this is an investment that we're very, very happy with. And this is Axiom Precision from Columbus, Ohio. We were from Columbus, Ohio, so it's kind of nice to purchase something that is from the city we were from.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And more French cleat system here. And this is another dust collection system also from Axiom. This
Where?
Stratus.
Oh.
Stratus vacuum, it not only collects dust, the really, really fine particles, that's the ones that really hurt your lungs, and it also absorb fumes, and there's carbon filter in here. So this is a really good system to have in your shop.
And you get a shot.
So it's Stratus.
Okay.
That's about.
Do you just turn it on or set it in the middle of the room and turn it on?
Yeah,
and it sucks it up?
It's best you put it like about 2-3 feet away from where you're working, because it's like it just sucks it in and pull it away from you. A lot of systems, dust collecting systems in shops, are ceiling mounted. So when you're working and the ceiling mounted dust collection is like sucking it up, so it's going through your face, where this is trying to draw it into the ground away from your face. So that's why this is so much better.
Sense. Yeah. I remember when I used to work in the dark room, my exhaust fan was right above my head.
Yeah, so
and I'm standing over the trays, and it's sucking it right back past my face.
It's kind of like the bathroom fans, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. They should maybe be a little bit lower.
Yeah, on the side or something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
This is just a standard table saw. Cut down a lot of materials here. This is a planer. When you have wood that's warped, you know, or the surface is really rough, you usually run it through the planers to kind of smooth it out.
I'm going to give a shout out to Paula, who just joined us, who's from Columbus, Ohio.
Hi, Paula. Go Buckeye. This is this welding station. It's still in the work of trying to get this space working like really well with, you know, we have a lot of woodworking stuff right now, but he also do a lot of metal work for me in the garden and built furnitures with welding. And so this is his little welding station here. We have a little Sandblaster. We had a deal with a local auto shop to collect and give us their used spark plugs and other metal, auto related metal pieces. And when they give it to us, we'll take it into the Sandblaster and just clean all the gunk out, and it creates a really cool texture. I'm trying to see if I could find a piece that was, so these are pieces that was sandblasted, the metal pieces, so you can see the difference. This is how it looked before sandblasting, and this is how it looked after sandblasting. So it has the really cool matted look to it, and we really, really like that. And that's how we decided to clean metal for different projects.
Wow.
This is a tube bender, which we use a lot. I spent a lot of time with this guy when I was bending the metal, the thin line metals to put on the ferry dome. If you can check back to a few videos, we walked under the ferry dome. There's curved arches of different metal welded onto the ferry dome that is created by running long pieces of metal rod, and then I use this to crank it and bend it into different curvature shapes.
Wow. And that's totally mechanical.
It's mechanical. It's just you gotta your power against the metal. And this
Tracy said she would love to get a tube bender someday.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And, of course,
we have another one that is a different type. It does more angle type bending.
And what's the red thing?
This is I think another bend saw.
Oh, okay.
Different than that one. This one's for metal. So we'll clamp tubings in here. Like this.
Ah, yes.
And then it will
cut it.
It will cut, it will run, and then it will cut. And then there's a trigger here. This thing, once it's done cutting, it will stop it by itself.
Nice.
So this is a handy one from Harbor Freight, I believe, is where it's from. So
great. And this is something, looks like
yeah.
something very technical.
The name of it is escaping my head right now.
Okay, no worries.
It's another sander. If
okay.
you do a lot of woodworking, you know, you do a lot of sanding to shape and smooth out surfaces. And this thing, I think it's called oscillating sander. It spins this way and then it comes up and down. And then you put a piece here to kind of, if you need to sand out kind of a half circle, you can do that here too.
Wow.
So that's really, really handy.
Let me just say that Paula left me a great comment, and I just like to squeeze in here, Paula, if you could copy and paste that into the comments below the video once it posts, I would really be grateful. That's an awesome comment. Thank you so much.
Just to show you like some of the process we go through, this is the same herb stripper that I presented to give to Kaye to take with her
hold on
her
one
trip.
second. Jack, hold on one second. I just want to rest my hand again. Let me get you in position. There you go. Go ahead.
So this is the strip sander that I made by hand for Kaye, and I was starting to try to figure out how to mass produce it, but it really is only can be done one by hand because we're utilizing a warp piece of lumber, and it has this like a natural curvature in the wood. And instead of planing it and removing that curvature, I'm utilizing it because it is kind of ergonomical shape. So what I did is I went to the computer, draw the design I want, the size of the holes I want, and this is the other lumber that we put together to be used for making this. So these new herb strippers will have all these different colors in there.
For those who did not see that little mention in the other, can you just tell them what it does?
So the herb stripper is you can take things like rosemary or thyme that you have, and then you find a hole that will match the stem of the material that you're trying to strip, and put the bottom of the stem in through the hole, and then you pull it through, and then the herbs will just kind of get stripped here. So instead of you hand picking every single thyme leaf, you can use this to pull through the strip of herb, and then the leaves will just come out. And then the larger holes are designed for stripping things like kale. You know how you want to get the ribs out? You can use different holes, depends on the size of your kale's rib, and then just go through, and then the leaves will get stripped away from your stem, and you can cut off the stem, still cook it. It's delicious too. So so we think this is really great gift for gardeners and people who love to cook. There's commercial versions out there that's mass produced, like cheap, but we think handmade with love is much more. I think you can feel it, you know, when you're using the tool.
I was going to say, do you have plans to put any kind of finish on it?
Yes, we are going to put a food safe finish on it. It will have beeswax and a type of oil. It's escaping my head right now, but we'll put a finish in there so it will last longer, so you can still rinse it and stuff like that.
Jack, Tracy said make sure we put a link where we can order these. So are you ready to say how to find your products?
So you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook right now. We created a YouTube channel for it, but we haven't really done anything much on there. Our company for making these stuff and selling them is called J2D Makes. The letter J, the number 2, D for Davis, and Makes. So J2D Makes is pretty much Jeremy and Jack Davis Makes. So
And that you already have an
we have an Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube set up. And we also have j2dmakes.com. That's our personal store. And then we also have an Etsy store, also J2D Makes. They're all same across the board, but right now we are only listing some of the t-shirts that I've designed on there. Some of these handmade stuff, we're still perfecting it, trying to make sure we get the best quality possible before we list them for sale, but we will have products for sale in the next few months.
And I think that's pretty much the tour of the shop, right?
I think we have something else we need to show.
That's what I was going to say, since this is a perfect segue to talk about the big surprise, which is your first commission.
Yes, Kaye is our first official commission customer for custom designed garden sign. So this is our first step. Well, first step was we went with Kaye to go hardwood shopping. Mm-hmm. We went to a specialty lumber store that's right around the corner from us called Woodworker Source. We picked up some lumber that has the red that Kaye loved. We know Kaye loved the red color. So this will be the front of the sign. This maple will be the back of the sign. And what we'll do is we have designed, we've used... do
you have your design?
I don't think I have it in here. It's basically Kaye's logo. I've created from scratch and modified it a little bit. The tomato is now vector art. And what we'll do is we'll take this piece. We glued it together last night. So...
Well, first you cut it and planed it and all of that stuff.
Yes, we kind of cut it down to the size we want, planed it so we can have a flat surface, smooth flat surface to glue them together. And with our design, we're going to take it to the CNC machine, and we basically will carve out the design on the red part, and it will expose the maple underneath. So we're not painting this piece, we're basically using the natural color of the wood, this red wood, as the main background. And then the cutout section, using the CNC to route out the design, will expose the lighter color wood underneath the red. So it will be non-painted, but it's all natural, really pretty.
And it's going to say?
It will say Late Bloomer Garden.
And we're going to mount it on my next garden, wherever that
2.0.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very excited. I've never had a sign. I wanted a sign the entire time I was in my first garden, and I thought about ordering something on Kinko's or whatever it's called now, and something online, and I never did it. And then when Celine came to work with me, she was a budding young graphic designer, and I thought, well, I'll get her to design something. But my sign there was for walking traffic, because I was in the neighborhood, and I wanted people to
see.
I wanted more information on it than just Late Bloomer Garden.
Gotcha.
But anyway, it never happened, so now it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I feel very privileged to have the honor of being your first commission. Yay!
Yay! Perfect customer to start our business.
Yeah, you were saying that some people are very, they can't make up their mind, and I was like, yesterday I'm going, yeah, that looks good, and then move the thing over a little bit, and you said, yeah, I think I'll move it over a little bit that way, and I go, looks great. You're done.
Kaye is a super easy customer for graphic design because she has the eye for things too, and it's just easy to communicate, because there's customers out there that's a little harder to build things for, that is, they have an idea, but they don't see it in their mind, and you have to go through many, many iterations of design, edit. It's a teamwork, but it's a lot of time spent, and some people don't understand. Time is money, and it's just a process, and people, I think, are used to the cheaper production things now, but I think handmade stuff is still there. There's no replacement for it, and just I think people are appreciating more the time and effort of craftsmanship, and that is a great trend that we have right now. So we want to really tap into that.
And you're so lucky to be so close to this amazing store. I've never seen so many beautiful woods. In fact, I was just going to have you run over there and see if you could get the name of that red wood again.
Yes.
Because it's on the back of the other piece. And it's called
Bubinga.
Bubinga. I've never heard of a bubinga tree, but it's beautiful. It has a beautiful pattern.
Yeah. The grain is beautiful.
I mean grain. That's what I meant to say. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And they did recommend it for, was
outdoor.
That one recommended or was the other?
It was the roasted maple that was recommended for outdoor, but this is really, really hard wood. So it's really, really hard wood, and we recommended Kaye to also coat it with polyurethane when she gets to her new home, and then it will get protected from the environment.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking about I might have to have you create a little roof for it so it doesn't get rained on.
A little pitch roof. Yeah, that would be cool.
I'm sure you could do that. Okay, so next, Jack is going to talk about the new way that she is organizing her seeds. I'm going to set this down for a second. Tell us how you came upon this idea.
I have to apologize. I don't remember exactly which Instagram gardener that we got this idea from, but they showed in their Instagram feed. You can purchase this from my, I believe it's Michael's. It could be Joann's, but most likely Michael's. This
Craft
particular photo organizer. So you can see.
Well, I need that for I used to take millions of snapshots.
Yes.
And that would be great for that too.
And I love this because they have just all white ones, like just this plain color ones. I like the colorful ones because I can put cool color crop seeds in the cool color palettes, and then my warm weather, like tomatoes and peppers, I put them with the warm color palettes. So this is summer stuff, winter stuff.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
So you can see the watermelons are in here, and so I have all different sizes, but seed packets that all fit in here. And if it's too big, like you can just fold it down, and they fit almost all of available seed packets out there.
Well, we all share ideas from other people, and so if you saw this on Instagram, we are grateful to the people.
Yeah, I have to go back and check it out and see. But a lot of people shared, and quite a few of us are using this method.
Do you have any recollection of how much one of those cases cost?
I don't, but I did buy it when it was on sale.
Okay.
And I bought like 10 of them because I'm a seed addict. But yes, this is really good. And another thing that you can do is once you get everything organized, because I'm still in the process of organizing them, you can get a label maker, and then you can put your, you could say tomato or cherry tomato, and then you can get an overview really quickly.
Do you have a recommendation for a label maker? Because I looked at, there's so many on Amazon.
There's a lot of different types. I believe we got ours from Lowe's or Home Depot. Because electricians and stuff also like to make labels, and those I think are a little better than the crafts ones. They may last a little longer.
Is it plastic tape that comes out of it? Imprinted? Is that what it is?
It's like kind of a little coated, so it's shiny a little bit on the surface, so it lasts long. It's like sunproof and stuff.
Connie said Roots and Refuge are also using this seed saving system.
So,
and I just wanted to throw in, last night Nancy, I posted an Instagram, and if you let me just turn this around so we can both talk. Come over here, Jack. Let's see. I just bossed you around. Come over here, Jack. We boss each other, really.
I'm a bossy lady.
She knows.
If you didn't notice.
Her husband said this morning, he says, I don't question, when she tells me to do something, I don't question it because 95% of the time she's right. And I know her well enough to know that that's true. So she was gluing the sign, and I posted that on Instagram, and I believe it was Nancy who said, Jack, is there anything you can't do? And I asked her that question. I asked her that question. She said, well, I'm not great at knitting or something.
Yeah, knitting.
But the thing is, she's got the kind of perseverance and determination that if knitting was something she wanted to master, she could master it. She would master it. I have total faith in that. But anyway, if there are any questions, please leave them under the video. Today is my last full day with Jack, and I hope you've enjoyed this series of videos, her sharing her creativity and love of craft and life and gardening and seeds. What my task is today is we went out to Home Depot this morning and bought some potting soil. I'm going to add some potting soil to my plants because I'm going to try to take most of them with me because Jack she felt like I should take them with me. So I'm hoping if I repack my car, I can get everything in there. And for anybody who's curious, Lyndon has done very well here. She's just basically sleeping and hanging out. She doesn't seem stressed out. She's eating, she's pooping, she's doing what she usually does. And she has been introduced to Zira,
our dog.
She has been introduced to Zira, and Zira's very curious about that in the bedroom with the closed door. But it's all gone amicably. No, there's been no
fighting.
No fighting. And basically, I think because she hasn't been exposed to dogs very much, she thinks, oh, well, if I hiss, the dog will go away. I'm sure she's that confident. I don't know if that would happen, but anyway, thanks so much for tuning in to this channel, liking my videos. My views are up 50%, YouTube tells me this week, because of all the great information Jack has shared. So please share the channel with your friends so I can get the subscribers growing again. And tomorrow I will be heading out of here actually I haven't decided, because snow is predicted for Monday in Santa Fe, and I'm driving a Prius, so I don't want to get stuck up there. If the front came in early on Sunday, I'd be in trouble. So I may go straight to Lubbock from here, but you'll know because Jack and I are going to mount the camera on my windshield, and I will be reporting in from my Prius. I don't even say that right. Everybody always kids me. Everybody kids me. I've always called it a Prius, but it's Prius. It's Prius. I know. Well, I've only had them for 12 years, so I don't know. Maybe I'll learn that one of these days. Anyway, thanks so much, everybody, for sharing your morning with us, and please share the channel, and God bless you all, and stay safe.